Hello my friends, and welcome back to another day here at Reachin Reverie. So since the last video, I did go back to work and I worked 2 days, and here we are at another weekend. So that's the cool thing about taking off almost a week, is I returned to work for Thursday and Friday, and now we are going into Labor Day weekend where I will have another 3-day weekend. While I was at work these last 2 days, Josh was here working at the property, as he did take off the full week, and so he did work here at the property Thursday and Friday. So let's see what he got done since the last video. Where we ended, we had put on this fascia board, and he did run fascia all the way around the whole building. And you can see how that looks here, where we have a 1-foot overhang all around the entire perimeter of this structure. Josh also did work on adding plywood to the roof, and he is trying to finish adding the last couple of sheets to get the roof covered in plywood today. Our next step is going to be putting tar paper on to waterproof it. We're going to be putting on some angled flashing and drip edge, and then from there we'll be able to put on our metal roof. So going in to the building, we do have mostly a roof on this structure. Wow, so cool how far he got today with that roof. He started adding the plywood this morning. It looks like we were just a couple pieces short, so he had to get just a couple more sheets so that we could finish this job. While Josh adds the last couple of sheets of plywood to the roof, I'm gonna go around the property and try to clean up a little bit around our work area. You can see we have a little bit of debris that's collected over the past couple of days. And I'm also gonna clean up this discard wood pile that we have going on here. So that's what I'm gonna be working on, getting that cleaned up a little bit. We have accumulated quite the little pile there. You can see we do have some plastic covering our OSB, and this was the piece that was covering our plywood earlier this morning, as we did get some rain yesterday, and we have an 80% chance of rain showers starting in the afternoon and going the rest of the day. The rest of this week we have really high rain percentages as well, which is why it's so important that we get this roof covered. What's really cool is going into our first week of September, one of the days next week, the high here is 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just unheard of for September as a high temperature. So we're really excited about that, and we're gonna embrace it and keep on working and try to get this structure knocked out so we can move in. All right, so filled up an entire contractor bag of trash. We have a pile of things we think we can salvage and recycle and repurpose. And then we've got our junk load of trash cuts that we will not be reusing. And look at that, we can see the ground again. How awesome. Now taking a closer look into some of what Josh I'm glad we haven't done our top coat of porch and floor paint yet. It looks like we need to do some cleaning up in here first. But let's take a closer look at some of the things that have been done since the last video. You can see we have a top plate here that supports the middle of the roof. We also have these shiny brackets that have been put in, what we call hurricane ties, to support each of those angled roofing joists. And then I think the most obvious thing is that the plywood is getting put on today. Josh did also add angled pony walls to support the sides of the structure. You can see it's these triangular ladder looking thing going this way. We will be putting plywood on the outside that's flush with this plywood that will be closing in that side. It looks like he's on his last piece. You're doing great. And then you can see we have another angled pony wall here. And then one more here. There is a storm front coming in. If y'all can hear that wind, we definitely are feeling it coming in out of the west. You can even see there on the horizon at the edge where those mountains are, you can even see rain falling that close. That's about 3 miles out. So Josh is working on that last piece, getting the roofing on. It's not waterproofed yet, but we're definitely trying to minimize any kind of rain or water damage on our end. We may try to work as much as we can until that rain comes, and you can see there that last piece he's missing. But what we really want to get done is this tar paper, as this will waterproof that roof until we can get some metal tin on the top. But it's coming along. We are so proud. I don't know that I'll ever get tired of these views. Look at just how beautiful that looks, that storm coming in. I didn't realize until this weekend just how afraid of heights I am. Till you start climbing up a ladder to that roof. So Josh, he's been a trooper. He's not afraid of heights at all. He's been doing really good up there. I've been mostly staying on the ground and ladder height, but I have not been getting up on the joists with him. So that honestly has slowed us down a little bit. I think we had planned 1 day on the roof joist, and it took us 3 days to do because it was primarily Josh doing the brunt of that work and me essentially just passing things up to him and helping out where I could. As day 1, I climbed up on that ladder. I was okay, and then I got up on the scaffolding and was just like shaky knees, a little panic there, but we're still going along and we're getting things done. Everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses. Or you could be Josh. He has a lot of strengths. A lot of strengths. And then I carry all of our weaknesses. I'll do that. Take one for the team there. No, Josh doesn't get enough credit. He's amazing. This is where a window's gonna go. We still have to cut this out. That's why there's that little gap here. But it'll come along. If anything, that's probably better that way. Keep some of that rain out that's coming our way. These are the seed pods for the cholla. See? Anybody want cholla seeds? Pretty cool. All right, plywood is on. We are racing the clock. We can officially hear thunder now. And I'm on my way to the store to grab staples. And this truly is a race against the clock because we can see rain coming down just on the horizon. And anytime I have to go into town, across town to the hardware store, you know it's gonna be at least half an hour just in driving. not to mention going around and trying to find what I need and come back. And so it's about a half an hour before Josh can start putting tar paper on the roof, which is going to waterproof it. So we truly are racing the clock now. Can I beat the rain? That is the question. We're about to find out. And it's not to say we weren't prepared either. Josh has staples, but the staples that he bought for the staples that he had that he was thinking about using for putting the tar paper down on the roof are too long, so they would go through the plywood, and we don't really want that. That's not ideal. It would work, but that would open you up to having a more likelihood of leaks in the future in your roof. So I'm going to get staples that'll hold the tar paper down, that are going to be more shallow to not puncture through the plywood all the way. That way we can make sure we're waterproofing the roof. So off I go into the wild blue yonder. Alright, I'm going back up to the property now, and you can see those clouds are definitely rolling in. It's very, very dark that way. So let's just see how much of this tar paper we can put on before we get rained out. Now, we're not worried about a little bit of rain, but once it starts raining this afternoon, we're expecting to get rain like consecutively for like the next 4 to 5 days. So we're gonna try to beat it. We don't really want the inside to be really wet when we're putting in things like insulation, and so if there's a little bit of rain and some water gets inside the building, that's fine. We live in a desert. Typically when it dries, when it becomes dry out, it dries everywhere. Everything is very dry, and you have to worry about things drying out too much. So we're not too worried about it, but we definitely want to set ourselves up for the best production that we can, and minimizing interior water will definitely set us up for productivity as far as the goals we want to hit this week, with doing things like putting up insulation, putting up interior plywood, putting up things, just things like that. So we're definitely trying the best that we can so that we can be as productive as we can be. Now, people build houses and it rains on them all the time. So we're not like extraordinarily worried about it. We're not putting up anything like sheetrock or drywall. So we're not really that concerned with a little bit of rain getting on the inside. Everything is pretty weatherproof that we've put up so far as just a little bit of rain. We don't want to put up insulation if it's wet on the inside, because we don't want to move from one moldy situation to another moldy situation. So there is a crunch time here, but it's not the end of the world if we don't hit the mark on this one. It just kind of sets back our productivity for the weekend by a few days. Living out here in the Chihuahuan desert, with this state of our project, if it gets a little wet on the inside, it'll dry. It's a desert. But we don't want that to happen, because that's just going to slow down the inside work that we can do this weekend. Well, I'm pulling in to our area here on the property. I'm gonna get these staples to Josh and we're gonna get moving. Some days just go like this. We were moving and grooving pretty good when I got back for about 5 minutes. And then Josh realized that the staples that I purchased for him looks like they fit the hand stapler, but they do not quite fit the slab stapler. One of them has like pointy ends, and the ones he needs are flush end. So I'm heading back out to the hardware store again to try to get the correct staples. I'm also going to go ahead and get some cap nails so that we can get to the point that we were wanting to stop today. So here we go. Some days just go like this, but it's necessary. It really hasn't started raining yet. We were getting just a touch of sprinkles there, but it looks like right now it's kind of scattered showers. So please God, let us get this job done before it rains. Amen. That's all we can do. That is all we can do. There is a baby fawn nursing from a doe in the street right there, and there's a twin crossing the street. That is the sweetest thing, little nursing babies. All right, guys, I don't want to disturb you, but I am on a mission to get this done before the rains come. Oh my goodness, so precious. So precious. All right, you done nursing? I'm gonna kick you guys out of the road. Beep beep, excuse me. Excuse me. How sweet. Precious. Looks like he's ready and waiting for me. I'm thinking that the hardware store that I went to may not sell staples for slapstick staplers, so all we can do is hope that this other brand of staples I got will fit his gun, and maybe it'll all work out. I think that'll do us. Moment of truth. Is it working?
This is the other gun out of the truck.
Oh, you got a different slapstick?
I got 3 of these.
Okay.
And this one didn't have this cord. The other one is so jammed I can't get this thing in there, so I just put this in this one.
Okay, he switched out hand tools. Is it working? Chansa. Chansa maybe.
I don't understand. Maybe it's not for me to understand.
He says it's working. That's so exciting. We're moving forward.
Very slow pace.
Very slow pace, but progress is progress. I'm gonna get y'all guys a better view and let y'all watch Josh staple tar paper down. He did it, you guys. All the plywood's on, and we went through 3 rolls of tar paper, and they're all nailed in, and they're stapled in, and then he went back with these little cap nails and secured them down with these. So what a push today, but it was so productive and rewarding. Josh did great. While Josh was up managing the heights, I was going around, and we haven't had a whole lot of success growing grass on our leach field yet. While Josh was working on the roof, I spent the last while filling up this bag with a bunch of different types of seeds from the property of native grasses. And when I say a bunch, we probably harvested from at least a dozen or more different types of grass, which is so cool that we have such a wide variety of native grasses here, right here on our property. So I'm gonna go and spread those out on the leach field and hope that if we can't get domestic grass to grow, maybe the native will grow. You kicked butt.
Yeah, that was a good day. I didn't get as far as I wanted, but that was still a lot of work.
Yeah.
I shot for the moon. And
we just kept saying, please don't rain yet, and it threatened and it threatened, but...
Yeah, I just really hope we don't lose this.
Yeah. And that 80% chance of rain, it looks like we got the 20% chance of luck today. Can I trade you, and would you take the camera and just look at the roof with this? Just a little.
I can't see this. I don't know. Okay.
You did great. Thanks. I am so excited about all of this grass seed. Like, look at this. The variety there. All of those different types of seeds. That's going to be so cool for our leach field. I am thinking about supplementing and buying some other seeds to go throw out there and also into the pasture. Like, I want to throw out some clover and some chicory. I think those would be really good to have out there where we're going to be tractoring our meat rabbits, just to give them some extra boost and nutrition. But I think that's cool if we can get these seeds to grow. That's going to be so huge, because, and I get it, we don't get a whole lot of rain out here. Yes, it's monsoon season, but even still, on the leach field, I feel like you need a lot of water to establish new plants, and we really don't get a whole lot of water. Like even today, 80% chance of rain, and it didn't rain. Just so it shows you that they never know. And God answered our prayers today so we could get up or Josh can get up, and he put all the plywood on today. He put all of the tar paper on today. Now at the top corner, he did run out of tar paper, 1 square foot from what he needed. So he has a friend, he's gonna ask and see if they could spot him that 1 square foot, because he knows a bunch of construction people and doesn't want to buy a whole nother roll of tar paper for 1 foot. But we are so proud of where we are today. You can just hear the wind whistling by. This video is part of a series where we are building our shop from the ground up, 1 video at a time. With that, my friends, the wind is picking up and the rain clouds are moving in. Josh and I are gonna call it a day. He put in a good 12 hours today. We're gonna go and relax and kick back the rest of the night, as Saturday and Sunday and Monday, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next one.